Hey, welcome back to my show. Welcome back to my channel. I had gallbladder surgery. I will post the pictures of my stomach when I had the drainage in, and pictures of my stomach of what it looks like now with the drainage out, and some of the staples are out, and a lot of the stitches that they put on me haven't dissolved, they just have fallen off. But regardless, I'll show that at the end of this. But I've been watching a lot of YouTubers that have dealt with addiction, and I've dealt with addiction. And methadone has been the thing that has saved my life. But I want to go back to my gallbladder because my gallbladder was so bad. My gallbladder was so bad, the doctor said that I had to have had attacks for plenty of times. You know, that I had to have had attacks on my gallbladder for years, because he said that my gallbladder, part of it was dead already. I had my pancreas was stuck to my gallbladder. They had to literally like detach my pancreas off of my gallbladder before they removed my gallbladder. Then I had stones in my gallbladder. They had to clean out my pancreas. But I was thinking about it, and when I was actually to go to pain pills and go to pain management, I was with my girlfriend at the time. Not meaning like girlfriend, like make-out girlfriend, meaning a girlfriend, you know, a very close friend of mine that I've known for over 2 decades. And me and her were just hanging out. And I got sick that day. And it was the first time I had to get on promethazine. And like I said, I was on pain pills. And this was like my 6th year, 7 years in pain pills. I think it was like my 1st year in pain management, or 3rd year. The first few years being in pain management, but going on a decade of being on pain pills at the time. Because I got addicted to pain pills because I had a uterus infection post-birth of my only child. And so what I'm trying to say is that I couldn't figure out, when did I have these gallbladder issues, but I don't remember them. So I started thinking about it, and I just had like not like a memory, but like it all kind of clicked, you know what I mean? Anytime that I puked, and I've been on methadone for about 8 years now. I had tried to get off of it 3 times. And every time I got off of it, I had to get right back in there because of the withdrawal is too harsh, and plus I have chronic pain anyways. And you know, they always tell me that, you know, as long as I'm in the methadone clinic and not on, you know, being on pain pills, which I never want to go on pain pills again anyways, but I would never have anything to worry about with my only child. Even though illegally so much fucked up shit on that. That's another story. That's whatever. I could rant about that and cry about that forever. But what I'm trying to say is that I didn't realize it, but over the past years, post getting clean, going to methadone treatment, and when I was on pain pills, anytime that I would get sick and I couldn't hold down my promethazine, and I have GERD too, so anytime I couldn't hold down my promethazine or my Prilosec, that was my gallbladder acting up. Because he told me that I had like colitis of my gallbladder, and then I had to have had attacks on my gallbladder numerous times throughout the years. And like I said, he even said that part of my gallbladder was dead, and he said that I had pus in my gallbladder. He said that my gallbladder was the worst gallbladder that he has ever seen. And I saw a damn good surgeon. And I mean, this is a surgeon that has removes gallbladders on the daily, just about. You know what I mean? Like, I was probably like his 10th one that week. And he straight up said my gallbladder was the worst that he has ever seen, because of the fact that part of my gallbladder was dead. My gallbladder was infected, inflamed, which because of the problem because of me having a uterus infection post-birth of my daughter, that's why I have chronic pain, and plus I also have a broken tailbone, and once you break your tailbone, it doesn't grow back. So, like, I have that too. And then if I have a panic attack, and if I fall down, either the right side of my body goes on when I bust my ass, or the left side of my body goes on when I bust my ass. So regardless, I bust my ass one way or the other, and then it just, starts fucking with my chronic pain that I already have. And like, why I'm making this video too is the fact of the matter is that I never thought that me not being able to hold on my methadone, me not being able to even take my promethazine, my everyday medication for my GERD and that type of stuff, I always thought that it was just because, it was just something that would happen to me a couple times a year. But it was really my gallbladder. And we really don't need our gallbladder. Some people do good without it. I'm doing perfectly fine without it. I'm actually doing better without my gallbladder than with it in. And this is prior to, like, when I was in the hospital, all of a sudden, the first or second time that I saw the surgeon, when we were talking about the first surgery, and then, we also discussed the second surgery, but that day, all of a sudden, my right arm went from 0 to 100, like that. And he said it was because of the fact that my gallbladder was so messed up. But what I am wanting to say is that if you can't hold down something, and if you have your gallbladder and your appendix, and even your female parts, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how young you are, whatever. But the reason I'm making this video is for educational purposes and for awareness, because I never thought nothing about it. Like I said, I never thought nothing about it, and this has went on for over 10 years. My daughter's gonna be 15, so it's been going on for probably about 15 years, maybe a little bit more. But about 15 years, I'd say. And I never thought nothing of it because, before I had a hysterectomy, and even after my hysterectomy, the doctor that took out my the doctor that took out my uterus and such told me that, that the hysterectomy may and may not help my pain, which he was correct. It really didn't help my pain, but it's just a good thing that it is out, because that would have been more organs in my stomach that would be inflamed at all times and cause me more pain, So, you know, like, them giving me a hysterectomy, it helped some of the pain, but not all of it, because, you know, the lining of my stomach and everything, and my pancreas, and my intestines, and, you know, I don't have my appendix, but, you know, so everything else that is in my stomach is still inflamed because of the fact that it took, you know, I have pelvic inflammatory disease because, well, I don't know if I still have it since I had the hysterectomy, but I know that I got diagnosed with that because of the fact that it took so long for my infection to go away. And the way that the doctor, the specialist OBGYN who performed my hysterectomy told me, his exact words to me was, if someone burns their attic in their house or the garage, it's going to burn the entire house. It's not going to stay in one area. So it's the same thing as with my infection. He said that, you know, even though I had the infection in my uterus, that, you know, it inflamed, and I also had endometriosis too. I want to throw that out there as well. And yes, ever since I had my hysterectomy, I have been going through menopause, and I will be 34 April 26th, and April 20th, my birthday is always bittersweet because my grandma passed away on my birthday, and it's going to be 15 years, my 34th birthday, and I haven't done shit for my things that I would love to get for my birthday. You know, I got one very lovely, beautiful thing from my mom, but, you know, I don't expect to get nothing more for my birthday, but, I mean, shocked that I got what I got, but besides that, like I said, the whole reason that I'm talking about this is because I think it's important, and it's for educational purposes, and it is hereditary, so, you know, the doctor told me that, you know, that even with him giving me a hysterectomy, that it might not take away the pain, it might just take away some of it, but that's how he described it to me. And with my gallbladder, I didn't think nothing of all the times that I would get sick, because, you know, like I said, I got sick the first time when I was on pain pills. Didn't think nothing of it. That was my gallbladder. You know, like, thinking about it now and pointing all the dots together throughout the years, from when I was addicted to my pain medication to getting off my pain medication to go in a methadone clinic and getting clean. And I'm so thankful for the methadone clinic. I don't abuse methadone. I don't go up unless I need to go up. You know what I mean? Like, I've been stable now on the dose that I'm at for it's been about 8 months now, which I do need to go up, but because of my gallbladder removal and everything, I'm gonna call it tomorrow, and because I have to see the doctor in order to increase, so I'm gonna, you know, wait to see him either this week or next week, because I don't like to wait until 8 o'clock in the morning to see him. I like to, like, be an early appointment and see him, like, 6:37 a.m. in the morning, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like late appointments. I like to go to appointments and interviews early as possible. But, like I said, all the times I thought that I was just getting sick because of parent alienation, separation anxiety, panic attacks, anxiety, blah, blah, blah. I always thought it was something else. But like I said, I started putting the dots together. And especially since the doctor said that I had colitis of my gallbladder, that means that from over 10 years ago, the first time I ever got sick in the car, my friend Rochelle witnessed me get sick. That was my first time that my gallbladder, I had an attack with my gallbladder, like the colitis thing in my gallbladder. And I didn't know it. Neither did the doctors. Because, you know, my stomach didn't hurt, it was just, I got sick. I couldn't hold down water, I couldn't hold down my pain medication, I couldn't hold down shit. And then, you know, like I said, I would get like that a lot. When I was on pain pills, it happened to me, I want to say it happened to me about 5 times before I got on methadone. Then when I got on methadone, it started happening to me about 3 times every 6 months. And I've been clean for 8 months. So there you go, like 24 times in 8 years. I said that wrong, but I hope you understand what I meant. So 24 times in 8 years of being clean and actually working the program like you're supposed to, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just wanted to make this video to post out there. Hopefully, anyone that is having problems will go to the doctor and get checked out to make sure that's not their gallbladder, or if it is their gallbladder, to get a full workup done, even if it means a little light surgery of an endoscopy with them taking pictures, because that's what had to be done with me. Like they did during the time I was in the hospital last week, which today is, hold on, today, are you gonna come on at all? Come on, really? Are you gonna tell me at all? Okay, today is Tuesday, April 9th. So I was in the hospital last week, and like I said, I have very bad anxiety. I have separation anxiety. So that's why I have to be fucking with something, and I can't just sit here and continuously vape and vape and vape, because then I can't talk, you know. But I do want to say, if you are getting sick, cannot hold down water, you still have your gallbladder, you still have your female parts possibly. Maybe you don't have your female parts, so don't worry when you're going through menopause like me. Because I've been going through menopause ever since I got my hysterectomy done 8 years ago. Sorry. Let me get some of my iced coffee. But, yes, that's my iced coffee. I love iced coffee. So, especially, when I make it at home. I buy the donut, what the hell's it called? It's a great value brand, like donut, oh my god, what the hell is it called? It's in the coffee aisle, but they come 6 in a bag, and donut shop, and I get that, and I get, the regular coffee, obviously. They come 6 in it, or you use like 2 bags. I shove them in my freezer, which I gotta get more tomorrow. And what it is that you, like, I use a gallon pitcher of water, and I put 2 of them in there. And sometimes I use about well, I use at least half a gallon of ice. I drink at least half a gallon of iced coffee a day. So I go through my creamer. I go through my coffee creamer a lot. But with the two, because they come in like big, they're bigger than the biggest tea bags, but it's for iced coffee. And I put that in a gallon thing of water, and I let it, what's it called? I let it steep. And sometimes I'll let it steep for just a couple of hours, and that's good enough. But sometimes I have to let it steep a little bit longer. It just all depends. But, and then I've been using a lot lately too. Instead of buying expensive creamer, which, you know, if I had the extra money to get an international creamer with a new flavor or something, yeah, I'll buy it on top of my other creamers. But normally I'd say if I have at least, because I normally get the sweet Italian cream, the Walmart brand, if I get at least like 4 of those a week, those will last me a week, because 2 only last me about 4 days, 3 to 4 days maybe. It all depends on how much I drink that day, pretty much. But, you know, if I get about 6 of them a week, they'll definitely last me an entire week. And then with the coffee, with the tea bags, I maybe go through 4 of the bags a week, sometimes the whole box in a week. Sometimes it'll take, because there's only 6 in it, and it's for $4.98, so sometimes the 6 can last me almost 2 weeks. I mean, yeah, sometimes it can last me almost 2 weeks. You know, sometimes, normally I'd say though, the box that costs $5 for 6 of them, normally it lasts me up to 10 days. Sometimes a little bit longer. Sometimes 1 or 2 days less. Sorry, I don't know how, whatever. But, if you all of a sudden get sick and you don't know why, and you can't hold down water, and you can't take your normal medication because you're just getting sick, this has nothing to do if you're an addict or a recovering addict or not, okay? Because like I said, this happened to me as I was an addict and recovering addict, you know what I mean, with years up my sleeve, and, you know, just months up my sleeve of, getting sick out of nowhere, like I said. So, you know, if you all of a sudden just start getting sick and you can't hold down water, and it's never happened to you before, yes, of course, like, contact your normal doctor. But also find out if you have any gallbladder problems in your family. I never knew that I did. I never knew that my grandmother, I didn't know my grandparents on my dad's side because I didn't care to know me or my siblings. So when I speak of my grandparents, I only speak of my mom's parents, because in mine and my siblings, heart, mind, body, soul, those are only grandparents that we consider grandparents, and only grandparents that we've ever known. So, but I never knew it until I was in the hospital that my grandmother, her gallbladder busted. They had to. And she had to, you know, she was like put in ICU and all that not so fun shit, you know what I mean? Like, she was in the hospital for a while, but she got her gallbladder removed. My grandfather had to get his gallbladder removed, I believe. My mom told me, before my mom was ever born. Either like, which would have been like her cousin or something, died 10 years before she was ever born, which was like, you know, a long time ago, like in the 50s, died from the gallbladder, because, you know, the gallbladder pain, if it gets to the point where it's in a bus, the doctor told me that when it gets to the point where it's in a bus or somewhere it's going to really hurt, you're going to be puking a lot, you won't be able to eat nothing, well, hold it down. You might go in the bathroom a lot. And if you have a lot of pain in your right shoulder, and if you have your gallbladder, the right shoulder and your right arm is connected to the pain of your gallbladder. That is something that the surgeon told me about. Like, straight up, he told me that. So that's something to know. I'm trying to think of important things too as well. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I got to get in contact with my medical driver to find out what time he's going to be here this morning and other stuff. And then take my medications that I normally take every day in my GERD and for my GERD and everything else. But, you know, like I said, this is for educational purposes. You know, I have went in different directions, but this is really intentional for that. So if you have a gallbladder, and if you happen to get stomach pains, even if it's like I had it, you know, 3 or 4 times out of the year, and it happens sporadically out of nowhere, to where like you take your normal medicine and you can't hold it down, to where like you puke it up, yes, go to the doctor. But if you have, like, you know, ask to get your gallbladder checked out just in case. Whether it's hereditary or not with the gallbladder, even if it's a general doctor, ask them to please even get you referred to a specialist that, you know, a gallbladder specialist that can check out your gallbladder. Because just because it might look like one thing doesn't mean that it is. And you felt my vape. Just because it looks like one thing, it doesn't mean that it is. Like I said, it could be your gallbladder. I've had cysts on my ovaries, you know, I've had all that, and I could tell you one thing though, is that the pain that I felt in my gallbladder was worse than the pain that I felt with my uterus infection. They're 2 totally different pains. Yes, the uterus infection hurts a lot. It does. But it hurts more in your crotch area, like where you give birth to the baby. It hurts more there than, it hurts more there than, it hurts in your abdomen, but if you have a uterus infection, it does hurt in your crotch area. And I mean, like, you know, your crotch, your vag, your butt, you know what I mean? Like, it hurts down there, and it hurts really bad. And if you have a uterus infection, or a gallbladder infection, you will have a fever as well. But with my uterus infection, you know, it was only the pain. That was the only reason why I didn't eat, but I still had, like, I still felt hungry. But when the gallbladder, though, that was different. I really badly wanted to eat, but, I really wanted to eat, but I was in too much pain that, you know, like, I wanted something to drink, something to eat, but I couldn't hold down nothing, and the gallbladder pain was far worse than my uterus infection pain. Like, it made my uterus infection pain feel like a cakewalk, even though when I had my uterus infection, it lasted for 6 years. I was in the hospital every month, twice a month. The least I was ever in the hospital was for 7 days. And it has happened twice a month for up to 6 years. But the gallbladder pain, honey, that was far worse. And like I said, with the gallbladder pain, I even started getting out of nowhere, you know, from 0 to 100. Hella pain, the worst pain ever. So, you know, like I said, when I edit this video, I will put in pictures of when I had the drainage on me, and pictures that I took yesterday morning, before I put Band-Aids on, of the holes in my stomach that are healing now. And I'll even, like, on the pictures that I put at the end of this, I will put where the drainage pipe was, and, like, where, you know, they had it, because they did start off laser surgery to remove the gallbladder, but they had to cut me open because of, you know, they had to put the drainage in, and because of how bad my gallbladder was, and then they had to clean up my pancreas because of my pancreas being backed up because of my gallbladder, part of it being dead. And yes, your gallbladder can be dead for a long time, and you can have colitis in your gallbladder and gallstones in your gallbladder, and not know it for almost a decade like me, or over a decade like me. And the doctor told me that if I did not go in there when I did, that I would have ended up there, that I could have died. And this is one part that pisses me off before I end this, which I might come back on after I go and dose this morning and speak more, or after I take a shower, you know, I might speak more and then show my stomach after I take a shower. So I'm not sure yet if this is going to be the end of this video yet or not. But I do want to point out to the fact that the only way that you will notice your gallbladder immediately is if your gallbladder busts. But the doctor and them told me that, like, if your gallbladder busts, more than likely you would pass out. And then you'd be in ICU for a couple of weeks, because after they removed the gallbladder, they would also have to clean your body, because it would make your entire body septic. Like, you can die from your gallbladder busting. And like I said, the doctor told me that my gallbladder was close to busting because of it being dead and it having colitis, which I didn't know about. And like I said, you know, somehow or another, everything was clicked of you know, every time that that happened, I didn't know there was my gallbladder. The times that I would get sick and I couldn't hold down my methadone or hold down just my normal medicine, including my methadone, you know, and I'm talking about medicines that I only take one time a day. And some medicines that, you know, like anxiety medication, I take that more than once a day. But, like, I never thought nothing of it all these years, and that's the whole reason why I am making this video, because of the fact that it is very important, and some people can die from it. And I was in the hospital from Tuesday to Friday. I had 2 surgeries. First surgery was Wednesday night. They put a stent in my gallbladder just to relieve pain until not even 15 hours later, probably not even 12 hours later, and I was back on the surgery table getting my gallbladder removed. But they did the laparoscopy and everything, so they could take pictures of my gallbladder. You know, not even 15 hours before they removed my gallbladder. Which, like I said, was Wednesday night, because Tuesday I got admitted. What makes me upset is that Monday morning, I went to a doctor's appointment, and I got rushed to a hospital that is 20 minutes away. That is probably, I want to say, about between 10 to 15 miles away from my house, probably. Maybe less than that. I don't know. And they wouldn't take me to the hospitals that were close to my house, so I had to go to, like, kind of meet in the middle and go to one that was only a few miles away from my house. Well, when I went there Monday, like I said, I got admitted to the other hospital Tuesday, and I was in there from Tuesday to Friday. Monday, when I went to the other hospital by ambulance, this is the first hospital I went to last week, too, by ambulance. When I went there by ambulance, they gave me an MRI, CAT scan, ultrasound, took blood, took urine, tested everything, just like the hospital that I got admitted into. And that first hospital told me, oh, you're okay. Your gallbladder is just inflamed. Just go home. Continue taking your methadone every day. Stick on a bland diet. You'll be fine. If my pain would have stayed that way, I damn well could have fucking died. I damn well could have died. So I am looking into seeing if there's any way that I can sue that first hospital, because they could have killed me. I'm lucky as hell to be alive right now. And that is why this is very important for me to make this video and to post it. Because I want everybody to know, whether if you're addicted to medication, you know, let me rephrase that, whether if you're addicted to anything or not, if you had the same symptoms that I did, where, like, you can't hold down even water, even if it only happens 3 or 4 times out of the year, or like once a month, for only like a day or 2, go ask and beg to get not just your stomach checked out, not just your stomach checked out, to get your gallbladder checked out. That's how important this is about. This video is about. And yes, I do vape. I do recommend, if anybody else vapes, Dollar E juice. This was, I think I got this like $12-15 free shipping. I got it in 3 days, and it's 6 milligrams. Excellent flavor. Or if you would like me to make a video, and if you're willing to send me vape juices, I like vape juices that have that's fruity with a menthol hit at the end of it, because I used to smoke Newports, so I love, like, when I vape right now,
has been berry, peach, menthol, and I love this stuff, and obviously I gotta get more. And I need a new mod. I mean, this works, but I could tell it's on its last leg. Unless a supporter would be willing to, help me with some donations in my PayPal, so that I could get an actual working, functioning phone, or, so that I could get a better vape mod. But yeah, I'll be back later. Thank you.